understanding how this mobile technology, how mobile tools in the hands of everyone can actually really affect and have real impact, not hypothetical, not piloted, but real impact. So now it is my great pleasure to introduce Gustav Prekelt from the Prekelt Foundation.
Good day, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. I think the first thing to understand is what is our first hurdle, what is the biggest hurdle that we need to overcome, and that is to get people tested. We have only 5% of South Africans currently being tested for HIV, yet we have a great HIV testing program. It doesn't cost any money to get tested in South Africa. You can go for free, and people know it's a life-threatening disease, yet nobody is going to get tested. So how can we use mobile phones, and how can you use this incredible penetration of mobile phones to address the problem? So I'd like to give you a little bit of a background around mobile phones in South Africa and Africa. As you might know, mobile phones Africa is the fastest growing mobile region in the world. We have 1 billion people, of them 300 million phones in Africa. South Africa is really the perfect place to do a pilot like Project M. We have 48 million people, 43 million phones in South Africa, and almost all of these phones have come into the country the last 10 years. And really what that means is we've got a phone in almost every household in South Africa. However, mobile phone usage is different in Africa than in developed countries. We've got roughly 95% of people that are on prepaid, which means you can run out of airtime. If you're halfway through the month, you're not on contract. And if you're out of airtime, interesting behavior starts happening. You can't give somebody a missed call to let them call you back if you don't have any airtime left. So there's this technology that was developed about 10 years ago in South Africa called the Please Call Me, where you dial *121#, and then the cell phone number of the person that you want to call you back. Now, the amazing thing about this, it works if you have absolutely no airtime on your phone. And the interesting behavior that occurred, as you can see there, we send roughly 30 million Please Call Me's per day in South Africa, and we only have 48 million people. That's roughly 1 for every 1.5 people. And the interesting thing about it, because it works when you have absolutely no airtime, people start using Please Call Me for all sorts of other reasons. You might be sending the Please Call Me to have as an overt call to get somebody to call you back. You might have a prearranged signal, I'm going shopping, and Mom, could you please come and pick me up? And finally, people use them. They kind of go at night through their phone book and send Please Call Me to all their buddies, just as a kind of presence to tell them that they're still around. So people don't really necessarily just use them to get people to call them back. And also, interesting enough, I think we'd probably be sending 100 million Please Call Me's every day if it wasn't for the fact that the networks actually